Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, January 4th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is from balanced understanding, I decide. And that's how we really want to move today. From balanced understanding. In other words, maturity. In other words, wholeness, holiness, that balanced yin and yang energy. And we are one day out from our first eclipse of the year. Our first eclipse season of 3 eclipse seasons, our first eclipse of 5 eclipses this year, our first Capricorn eclipse of 3 eclipses in Capricorn throughout the year of 2019. So yeah, there's a big deal in this, but it's kind of creeping in. Just before this, somebody posted that they're really exhausted, and I was like, yeah, I am too, and eclipse energy, and that's one of the things I always like to mention about eclipses. There's a lot of information that comes in with them, and some you are given via astrology reports and energy reports and the like, and other parts of it is downloads that come in for you to be opened as ready. So just realize that we have begun the download process. We're a few days out. Get Lala kisses for that. She came over to say hi. So we're getting those downloads at this time, and that may be exhausting. But another thing, I usually give more information about the eclipse before this time in the astro, and I just feel like we've been getting so many Capricorn lessons that we have our overall understanding of Capricorn, that it really is about any shakeups that need to happen this eclipse, any shakeups that need to happen for us to fully embrace our highest self, our mature self, our balanced self, our soul self energy. So what's coming in this eclipse? Check out where Capricorn is in your chart, but it's asking you to step into that level of maturity where you are ready. And I also get the message of moment to moment right now. And I really feel like the day to day leading up to this eclipse has a lot of energy for us. So before we dive a few days ahead into the eclipse, we really want to be in the energy of the day because there is so much for us. So today is very interesting. It is very much a master level day. We have Saturn still hanging out at 11 degrees. So remember, that's where Saturn was when we began the new year. We have Mercury at 29 degrees Sagittarius, which is definitely something we want to look at today. We have the moon moving through 29 degrees Sagittarius today, hitting on Mercury. That's how it came through in my head. Hitting on Mercury, working with Mercury. And then we also have Ceres. Ceres is a dwarf planet. It represents mother energy. We have Ceres at 22 degrees in Scorpio, master level number. And Pallas, which represents patriarchal energy. It can represent the father energy. That is at 22 degrees in Libra. So master energy there as well. So today is definitely one of those days where we need some things to master. We have some maturing to do. We have some work to do. Master level days does not mean that you are going to show up and be like, I am the master, A+ to me all around. It's one of those days where you're definitely going to be tested, and hopefully you're able to show up mastering the lessons that have come around for you. What is your test is a really good question to ask yourself. And again, from a balanced understanding point, respond. Respond or take appropriate aligned action, but see to it that you're coming from that maturity, that balanced place. That's part of the Capricorn lesson, because that means that you're really tuning into your soul. So, number one thing, moon finishing up in Sagittarius. Moon finishing up in Sagittarius, meeting with Uranus and meeting with Mercury. Sorry. Oh, words are being really hard for me right now to get out. That connection between the moon and Uranus echoes what I said yesterday about Mercury and Uranus. Beautiful, brilliant ideas can come about in this time, especially if you are feeling receptive to the beautiful, brilliant ideas that the universe and your higher self want to offer to you. So stay open to the possibilities. And this is true as well for the moon connecting to Mercury. Now we are in the dark of the moon, which can bring up the shadows. You may feel a little bit like that. However, Sagittarius, the ultimate optimist sign. Sagittarius with the moon and Mercury connecting, this is the day to reach for the good even when you're feeling that. And I always say you need to feel it to heal it. And there's a lot of feeling coming up as we are in this eclipse. But if you can keep looking for the lessons and can keep reaching for the good and moment to moment seeing where you can offer your most mature, balanced response, you will hit these master lessons in a much better approach. One of the things, and oh my God, I have definitely been feeling this week, with the moon and Mercury together, plus connecting to Uranus, really watch for foot and mouth syndrome. I have found my truthfulness and bluntness has been at an all-time high. It is something that I have really worked on. I've really tried to mature in myself, but it sometimes just blah comes out. And I'm like, oh, Mimi, you didn't have to offer that information. I always like to stand by the 3 gates. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And also, I like to add 2 more gates because my Sagittarius mouth sometimes needs them. Is this for me to know, or is it for me to share? Because sometimes it's okay for me to know something and not blurt it out. So be aware of that. That will probably be a master lesson for all of us in this energy. Now, also take in mind that we have are finishing up the last part of our first Revolution Evolution Day, and we do have Mars in Aries, and that can add to the blah effect. So be very aware of how many feet you're trying to cram in your mouth at once, because that 100% could be part of your experience. So moving on, we have the moon shift into Capricorn, bringing us closer to this eclipse energy. Moon in Capricorn brings the emotional to your Capricorn energy. Now look in your chart. Where is Capricorn in your chart? And it's great to look from your sun sign perspective and your rising sign perspective to get what the lessons are for you. Everybody has Capricorn in the chart somewhere. So we all have this place where the structure of what has been is tumbling down. I said to somebody today in the chart, crumbling like granola as you're trying to hold on to it, where it's tumbling down and new foundations are being built. This is why we want to reach for the good. This is why we want to practice our maturity. And this is why it must be moment to moment, because this is a moment to moment thing. When the bridge is falling down, you know, that energy, there is stuff that needs to be tumbled down so that it can be rebuilt again. This may come into your life in some form or another in this energy, in the eclipse. Eclipses bring great change. It is always for you. It is not always easy. So really tune in to how the universe is asking you to show up. This will help you find your way through this. The sun is connecting to Neptune. Neptune's like, keep working with this energy, keep being with the flow. The understanding is coming. How can you be in your balanced place to make these decisions that you need to make in this moment? Moon in Capricorn, first connection is going to square Mars in Aries. Here comes the patience. Here comes some of the frustration around patience. Imagine me clanging cymbals together right now. That's kind of that energy. We are going to have a lot of squares between Capricorn and Aries through this month, and it's going to feel frustrating. Keep in mind, both Capricorn and Aries, they're headed for the same point. They want ultimately the same thing for you in the chart. However, their ways of going about it are different. So when you feel that frustration come up, what is the goal? Rather than worrying about how you are getting to the goal, focus on the goal, focus on that higher perceived energy, and you will be able to make your way through. This connection is also at 2 degrees, which is calling upon you to nurture yourself. This energy is highly frustrating. We're going to need timeouts. Give yourself a timeout if you need, and high self-care, and that is okay. Then finally, at the end of the day, sorry for the earthquakes right now that are happening. Sure. Yes. We have Mercury. It's very indicative of this energy, right? We have Mercury shifting into Capricorn. Mercury shifting into Capricorn is just going to offer us even more of these squares and even more of the information coming up around this Capricorn energy for this eclipse. Mercury is shifting at 7:40 p.m. 2 things to note. Mercury at 29 degrees is often a mischief Mercury. So sometimes technology goes a little haywire. It's okay. It will shift. Mercury at 0 degrees is often also a mischief maker. So just be very aware. Technology, communications, even more foot in the mouth going on. Technology and communications may be a little bit awkward, but keep listening in with your heart, and as much as you can, communicate with that, because that will help you move through it, and that will help you with this whole maturity process. Where is it? There it is. And I wanted to also remind you, think with your heart in regards to yourself as well. It's not just about those outside, it is about you. I think that's one of the things that needs to come crumbling down, is how we view ourselves in the world and really see ourselves from our soul self, because I think that's going to help a lot of us step into our next level when we're not beating ourselves down with those messages. All right. This is the last chance to get the 2019 reading. It's a great deal, $99. It's me and Joe. His psychic energy has just been going really well and beautifully. It's an hour usually. That costs a lot more. So this is your last chance for that. You can book any other reading. Email me for that. I just wanted to put that out there because I've gotten a few stragglers, and it's an interesting year. It's a good year to take a peek at. So you have the power. The better it gets, and there is enough love in the world for you. Namaste.